All right.
The Mission House by Karis Davies.
Wow.
What a great book.
It took a while. It was a slow
That
burn.
was
What a
good.
bizarre book.
That was really.
What a bizarre book.
Did it take
Who
a
would have
while?
figured a country western singer in India with a horse? I didn't even know there were horses in India.
Patsy Cline.
So, Jason, you said you had questions.
Yeah. So I mean, this thing really took some twists and turns, and they had really odd characters. I mean, a girl with no thumbs, which is, I mean, not on one, both thumbs are gone. I mean, really odd. I mean,
Birth defects.
very
Yeah,
very
birth
interesting.
defects.
A bum leg.
She had birth
Right.
defects.
And then the horse, and then the country western artist, and cowboy. I mean, are all her books like they have?
She was a Patsy Cline lover. She fell in love with another person.
I've read 3 of her books. She's only, as far as I know, she's only written 3 novels. She writes a lot of short stories. She's only written 3 novels. It's totally different from the other 2. The other 2 are totally different from each other as far as topic goes. But John and I have talked a lot about this book between ourselves.
You and John?
And I told him.
What did you say?
And I told him, I said, all 3 books are kind of about a man, and they're all about men mainly, that are kind of lost. You
Yeah.
know, they
Oh,
they're
Hillary.
they're in search of something that doesn't exist. Something, and one of her books is about a guy. This is back in the 1800s, and he lives in Kentucky, and he hears that they have found dinosaur bones in, I don't know, Minnesota or South Dakota or somewhere, Iowa or Nebraska or
Nice.
somewhere, and he decides that
That's interesting.
dinosaurs actually exist. And he goes in search of these dinosaurs.
Oh, cool.
And he,
Oh,
and
that
he-
would be interesting.
And he finds an Indian guide to take him, and it's all about and horrible hardships on the way. I mean, just awful stuff. And then the 3rd book is about a minister who I think we decided he was from Scotland. I'm not sure, but don't remember for sure. Anyway, he's a pastor that has broken away from his main church. He's trying to start a new church. He's broke, he's married, he has no money, and he gets offered this job to go to this island off the Scottish coast, I believe. Anyway, an island, and evict the lone occupant of this island who has lived there for years and years and years and survived. And that's his job. He's going to get paid 200 pounds
No,
or
that's
something
horrible.
to go and evict this guy.
That would be a horrible job.
And he goes.
I'd say, I don't want that job.
And it's all about how hard it is for him to do this, and the relationship between these 2 men, and so it's and she's also just obsessed with language in all 3 books.
And detail.
She talks about an extinct language and about all the words in this
one had
Norn,
one, yeah.
Norn, and in the island book there was, and in the one about the dinosaurs, I think it was the Indian was teaching this guy how many words there were for.
I
Clouds,
loved her
you know, and that
transition
kind of stuff.
between chapters.
And
Did you notice the transition?
and anyway, this book, I thought it was just kind of sad. I like sad books. I'm sorry.
Well,
I do.
I had an ominous feeling about
Yeah.
this guy from the very beginning,
Yeah,
and it's
And,
just really bizarre.
yeah. And the
Well-
relationship between him and Jamshid, and the relationship between Jamshid and his nephew, and just this whole post-colonial relationship. You know, this guy from England comes, and it's basically a little England up here that the English came and built on this mountain when they took over India. And, you know, they built the botanical garden and they, you know, the racetrack and the, you know,
Library.
yeah, and they made it into a little England. And that's why he's so comfortable there. And he enjoys the exotic things in the town too, but it's also, you know,
The
he's
chocolate
comfortable
shop.
there. Yeah,
But his backstop is always India, England and India.
Yeah.
It's always,
Yeah.
he's always got that.
and his relationship with Jamshid, you know, he just talks and talks and talks and talks about his own problems with Jamshid, but knows nothing about Jamshid's life or his problems.
Or anybody's life.
Or that Robbie's even his son.
Yeah,
He doesn't know that.
well, he's not his son, he's his nephew, but
Well, that's right,
you know,
that's right.
Yeah,
Close.
same, yeah, it's just,
But how tight of a circle it was. Oh my God.
and just how clueless he is about what is going on. John was saying the perfect description was when John should describe him as a bug on his back with his legs flailing, and he has no idea how to flip himself over and,
Right.
and get right. Yeah,
It's because his sister had been flipping him
But
off.
what happened to him in childhood that made him so fucked up? Because they keep trying to come back to that, but they never explain it to me why that guy got so fucked up in childhood.
I think a lot of the British are that way. I mean, they colonized the biggest part of the world, and they imported Britain wherever they went. And it didn't matter. I mean, it could have been Africa, it could have been India, it could have
and this unrest that was
So
going
on.
on, John and I also tried to pinpoint exactly when this book takes place. We decided it's probably
Did
the
you
early
figure out-
2000s.
Oh, is that what you think it is?
Yeah, because they refer to the Herod department store bombing in '83, and they also talk about an incident with a missionary and his two sons who were burned alive in their car in India, and that was in 1999.
Did you know that, or did you go look that up?
No, we went and looked it up.
But it was kind of tangential. I mean, his life, his vacation or whatever he was on, took place. He was pretty isolated in this village, and he could go out from it whenever he wanted. And there was violence, but the violence was. I mean, it was just. It's
Hadn't
just an
gone there
odd.
yet.
Right. It
but,
was
yeah.
just this. There was just this ominous feeling
Yeah,
throughout the
yeah.
book, but she never addressed it directly. I didn't think.
The violence
Right. I
until
mean,
the end.
right until right.
So there's a bomb.
We can't tell you.
No,
I know.
no,
I'm 50%
no, we
done.
can we can talk about
Yeah,
it.
we can
Yeah,
talk
you guys
about it.
talk about it.
Yeah. I think we should.
Rain.
Ah, yeah,
Rain.
right on time.
Rain again.
It's raining.
So is the general plot of the story
Look at those spots.
a romance
Did you take
between
Where is he?
He's right here.
the,
Robbie and Priscilla.
Well, he's hiding.
yeah, but sort
Because he
of,
doesn't like.
but he sort of thinks, doesn't he think he has a shot?
That was
He's
that
so
was
afraid of
so
thunder.
Fabricated?
disgusting
Oh,
to
God,
me
yeah.
What?
that he had this
Oh, my God.
paternalistic
Do your dogs hate
notion
fireworks, or do they?
that he should marry this woman
Does he?
and take care of her. He's probably 30 years older than she is.
Yeah, why did she insert that? 'Cause it seemed like it was kind of at odds with the rest of the
I
story.
think that was just a metaphor for Britain and India. I mean, just
What was?
that
The
him
relationship
thinking that he was going to rescue
Him and Priscilla.
Priscilla
Oh.
by marrying
Oh,
her.
yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
Well, he knew he was way older
We
than
don't let
her.
him
Oh,
sit
yeah.
at the table, so you.
But at first he knew he didn't.
Well,
But then he
didn't
started to
want
think it was
Worried.
going to be the right thing to do.
Well,
didn't he?
no, he's worried about the thunder.
Yeah.
But all the
He
time,
heard
all that
some
time,
thunder,
she was like,
That has him
She
worried.
had her own plan.
she already had her own plan.
Nobody needed to take care of Priscilla. She could take care of herself.
But nobody asked her either.
No.
Nobody asked her, what do you want?
Yeah.
They just assumed you
Yeah.
want her.
Oh, nobody's gonna
Nobody's
want
gonna want you, and
Nobody's
everybody
gonna
wanted her.
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
Yeah.
There you go. Oh,
But missing both your thumbs, that's just.
Yeah, what does that
That has
represent?
bothered me ever since I read it, because I keep going, how
So
do
the
how do you
short-
how do you make
short-legged
anything
bother
work
you?
how do you do
without a
anything?
thumb?
Yeah.
And
Huh?
the short legs
I don't remember the
bother
short legs as much.
No, but I mean, how do you without thumbs? How do you pick anything up? How do you a
Oh,
you?
doorknob?
And yet she did
I mean-
Guess
laundry,
what?
and she cooked. And
Brush your
Yeah.
teeth? It says that she does it.
guess
How?
what? You learn how.
And she, he was, he was in love with her, which, you could argue whether there was anything to that other than his loneliness.
No.
But she was Toda, one of the last,
She
if
was
not
what?
TODA. She was a Toda native. That area that was colonized wiped out Toda culture and the people, and she's the last. He wants her, but has no concept of her being that, what was there before, but yet he wants her. He wants to possess her. Your
Well,
metaphor,
he's
kind of
turning her
like.
into this little British wife,
Yeah.
baking scones and reading little literature
Oh, yeah.
books about,
Yeah.
whatever.
Learning how to sew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is a metaphor for Britain. I mean, India. I mean, they converted the whole.
I would like him to give more of the benefit of what he was teaching her, because it was actually fun, cool stuff. Whether it was British, whether she needed to know it, she sewed a whole toga, and she knew how to cook some really yummy stuff.
British stuff.
Well, okay, the next step is Indian stuff, okay? But she was learning how to cook, and she had lessons in Britain and English.
The word curry did not come up in that book.
No, she was learning how to speak English. So today we were talking about books Lila should read. And I was like, The Brothers Grimm. I mean, you haven't read that stuff. You're reading Junie B. Why aren't you reading The Brothers Grimm? Audrey said, because it's really scary.
What are the Fryams that the pastor went to?
They're like a.
Fryams.
I
know, it's frying stuff. It's like deep fried stuff.
Well, what are they called?
It's like
Fryams. You fry them up.
snack food, a chip,
Yeah.
kind
Is
of a
it?
fried chip.
Okay.
I think it's probably kind of like.
You deep
fried
fry
chicken.
anything.
Yeah, like what am I like onion rings or
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
that kind of thing.
Sure, just a fried.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a fried donut. I was going with the donut.
No, it's vegetable.
Some little-
I mean,
No, I didn't think it was a vegetable. I thought it was something. No, 'cause it was referred to by somebody along the way as he needs somebody to take care of him because he just eats these fries which are so unhealthy. And I
no,
thought,
but some of
So I
them
went
were
with donut.
green. I remember reading some of them were green.
I don't remember that. But
What did the thumbs represent? No thumbs.
No, people are born with deformities, and they're looked down upon, and they never make it most of the time. But this girl was very resourceful. She loved Patsy Cline. She knew how to
she
sing.
managed to steal CDs.
Man.
And
Robbie-
Robbie loved her. You know?
Did he really?
Sure.
Oh,
Maybe-
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay.
Well, you didn't.
I wanna make
You don't know
sure-
the ending.
I know. I want to know that that was really true.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
did. I think he really
Oh,
was
totally,
taken
yeah.
by her.
But the horse that almost died.
They do leave. They do leave.
They take off. Yeah.
They get.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
They leave.
But it was that
And
share,
Stephen
that
the
share of
horse
music
that almost died.
was
Right.
a symbol of their future.
It was. You know,
What was?
the country music that they loved.
Country
They
music
both,
in
that's
India.
what brought them together.
But I couldn't figure out why did she have Stephen get sick and then get well. I was like,
Yeah.
why did she stick that in there?
Was the horse or Stephen?
Stephen.
Wait,
Stephen.
the horse.
I know, and then he
The horse
almost,
got sick.
he almost
but not
miraculously
Stephen.
recovered.
Yeah, it was like he got sick and I thought, oh, Stephen's gonna die.
Oh no, that news.
He was batting his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he got just all of a sudden got well. I was like, why did she even do that?
Well, I'll
What was
tell you
that for?
why. I think I'll
Kill
tell
her.
you why. She wanted to give us hope.
You know?
She wanted to show us it was close to
What is
her.
it?
The
You can-
precipitous edge
you can
was
come
very
back from
close,
death's door.
but actually they survived that edge. They did not.
They
fall
rode
over
off into the
edge.
sunset.
Okay. What other questions did you
That was pretty much it.
What
have?
about
Okay,
the?
we have a question.
She's different. I mean,
What's your
she's
question?
different.
John and I have a difference of opinion.
Oh.
Oh.
That's the first time. That's a rule.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Who is going to get blamed for Bird's murder?
Oh yeah.
For whose murder? Bird got murdered. Oh, well it
You didn't
was,
finish.
no, I know why though.
Oh. Oh, you know that, he got murdered though, huh?
They said he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
He was, they thought he was
It was not
the missionary.
anyone's fault.
Premeditated.
He was
But-
in the wrong place at the wrong
Who does the
time.
policeman think murdered Bird?
Oh, yeah.
Because I am of the opinion that they're gonna blame Jamshid.
No, not Jamshid. Jamshid loved Bird.
I'm not saying it's right.
That was
I'm
kind of-
saying that's what's gonna
That
happen.
was sort of,
No.
intimated, wasn't it? I
It
think.
was.
But
And
wait,
I'm reading the little short chapters of the police, what the police say.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, cause they jump around.
They
don't
insert
Yeah.
these little chapters of.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Jamshid loved Bird.
Well, I wanna know, what does John think that John?
But
just
did he
agreed?
also
Did
hate him?
What's the
Jamshid
opinion?
thinks they're gonna figure out that it was done by the rebels, the anti-Christian rebels that are creating violence.
John,
Well, I mean,
what do you think?
Well, I mean, the,
It wasn't.
she's, on purpose, not hinted which way she thinks it's gonna go. But, there's toward the end there, the police superintendent, and he has an underling who is collecting all the facts. And at one point, he's saying, after talking to Jamshid, he's saying to the superintendent, I've got all the facts, sir. I've collected everything. We know the exact sequence of steps that has happened here. And the superintendent goes, thank you.
I'm trying to find
So what does that make you think?
It's indeterminate.
That he'd already made up his mind about.
There is a place in one of the police chapters where he says, "This guy is really shifty."
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
talking
remember. I don't
about
remember
Jamshid.
that.
Mm.
This
Yeah.
guy's what?
Shifty. And then there's another place where he says, "You never know what people are capable of."
Ooh.
And I just think,
A little foreshadowing?
well, Jamshid's the one who found the body. He's
Yeah.
with the body.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, the other supporting evidence for her side is that he's being grilled about why did you pick
why
this
did
particular
you follow
person?
him for 5 days?
Why did you follow him?
Yeah.
And he kept answering, well, it's the money. This was the man that was going to pay me. I mean, for work every day. But she's thinking maybe it's predetermined in the superintendent's mind that this guy's shifty and no matter what the facts are.
Well, he always was looking for the money.
I mean, you said that from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I can find it for you.
he was looking
Okay,
for
what does that
someone
make sense?
that he
What
could
things
count,
that
that he could count on,
Oh, look.
paying him every day. But he got involved in
He's happy
all the
now.
stories.
He's called the savage beast.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's
His
painful.
butt's about ready to fall off.
I know.
He doesn't care.
It won't.
It's so funny, he's got such a little tiny head.
Was there a competition for her affection?
He's a big butt.
It's his best feature.
Yeah. Because there was the handsome guy.
You're my good boy.
The handsome guy.
It doesn't,
Yeah.
The missionary.
it doesn't
Huh?
The missionary.
affect his
You're my sweet
What's his
boy.
name?
behavior, it doesn't affect his appeal at all.
God, I can't think of his name. He's
Was
so
it like
important.
He doesn't
He's so
make-
important.
Yeah.
Hi.
Well, everybody thinks they need to rescue her because nobody else
So
is.
how about here? Can you jump here?
I mean, I'm sure that's why the missionary said he was gonna come back. In fact, I think he even says that. You know, the only reason he was coming back to
He's like, I'm
America.
not trying to tell
No,
you
he's
that.
coming back.
Nobody else would.
You wanna come over here?
Did he,
Use it,
he never had an
Oh, he's
interest in her
confused.
anyway?
He doesn't know what to do.
Skipper.
Are we done?
Skipper, right here.
Are we done?
Oh.
Are we
I
done?
had to know you wanted.
Are we done?
Maybe
Back
John's
away
gonna
from the
have-
table.
Can't be
Well,
read.
let's continue.
Starting here in the next 2 years.
Wait till John finds his passage.
He's gotta go see Jay.
Oh, Skip.
Kipper, come here. Come on. Come on. He thinks Jason has food.
It's like patty pat pat back away from the table.
What are you looking for?
Oh, no, get him going. Okay,
Okay,
yeah, that's
here
all
it
right.
is.
If he bites you, it's your own fault.
The policeman will leave his lines all over. The policeman will lean back in his chair and rock himself gently on the rear two legs. The old auto driver will have stopped speaking and will be
does he?
looking off to the side as if he is replaying some scene or series of scenes in his head. The policeman will wonder what he's hiding. He's been
yeah.
surprised many
He's a face
times in the
dog.
course of his
Dog
career.
kisses.
to
He's a
discover
face-
what sort of
he's a face
improbable
dog.
things
He'll
people
get
are
you.
capable of. And if there's anything he knows for certain, it's that people are endlessly mysterious and unpredictable. They tell the truth and they lie. They are direct and they are devious. They are rational and they are irrational. He is not yet sure which category the old man falls into, although he strikes him as the shifty, secretive type.
So this is from the police.
Oh,
This is very early in the
They're
book.
gonna lay it on him, I just know.
But do you think he did it?
No, we know he didn't do it. We know who did it.
We know who did it?
We saw it happen. We see it happen.
Yeah, he comes up and finds the body. He comes over and you're thinking the body's dead, but he gets closer and closer. And then it shifts to Bird, and Bird is saying, I can feel warmth. And then
Don't
he says,
leave me.
and
He
he
says,
says,
"Don't leave me."
don't leave me. And so Jamshid stays with him
Oh.
his last breath or two.
Wow.
So,
Since Jamshed was there when he died,
yeah,
was he the person that killed him?
We know he's not the
yeah,
person.
he's
We
not
know
dead.
he's not.
We read the chapter where he's killed.
Okay, sorry.
But there's a lot of incriminating evidence. He's got blood on his, footprint blood. He's got blood
Yeah.
on him. He's there when
Yeah.
the dead man is discovered or Bird's
Yeah.
discovered. He's got everything going against him. And
Yeah.
in colonial times, what is that?
Well, it's not
what does that
colonial
mean?
times, but
Or
still
post-colonial
it's-
times, but
What do you think this was about? It's fairly contemporary, isn't it?
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the internet, they talk about email
Sure.
and the internet and these other historical incidents.
I love that about the book. It's not like back. It's current.
Also, something interesting about, this is a real town, this Udi.
Mhm.
And
Pakistan.
it's where a passage to India was
India.
filmed.
Oh, okay.
Foresters.
Ota Kamun, or Uta Kamun.
Which is another story about an unjustly accused man.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Who?
Englishman.
Have you read the Forester book? Passage to
I
India?
read it, I've seen the movie
Yeah.
2 or 3 times.
Passage to India.
So all her other 2 books, are they violent or they're just sad?
Do you think this was violent?
Probably a little bit of violence.
Pieces.
You think this book was violent?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, there's
Well, the
a lot of
end.
tension. There's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a, you know, depending on
Violent,
what-
but more than the sci-fi book that Bill just read?
oh,
Oh, the robot book?
The robot?
What
But
about
people get
Murder
blasted.
Bot?
Murder Bot
That's
book?
People get
much
blasted.
more violent than this.
You like the Murder Bot books, Jerry?
I did. I
Really?
really liked
What did you
it.
like about it?
Oh, well, I liked the main character. I thought she was very.
It.
Yet to be revealed.
What?
Well,
The
it's,
murder
We
bot.
they
we don't know the gender yet.
don't know the gender,
It's gender neutral.
but
Not the for
Little
some
this,
readers.
little that.
I mean, probably a little bit of violence in all of them, except the one about the island and the eviction of the guy. I thought,
But
maybe
it's not
not.
about the violence, it's about the interactions between people.
yeah.
Still, you've read 4 of them. That's not even one Robert Heinlein
4?
one.
Or what?
You read 4?
4.
No,
Of the
she's
Murder
read
Bot books? No, I've only read one.
I've read 4.
Oh, you've read 4. That's still not.
But
one
I'd like to
Robert
read more
Heinlein.
of those.
No, but it's all about the story. Have you read? Have you read Dune?
I've started.
Read Dune or watched?
Have you read iRobot?
Read?
No.
You have not read them. How about Chronicles for Lubowitz?
We did read that.
Dune book club?
Yep.
Oh wow,
That was
what'd you
a
think
Maybe
of that?
before you guys, that was really early.
What
so
was
maybe
it
you
called?
guys-
Canticle
That's
for
a good one,
Leibowitz.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we read
Yeah,
that.
Jim.
It was complicated.
What, was it Columbia or Canticles of Leibowitz? Was it
A
Mexico?
Canticle for Leibowitz.
Where was
I
it?
can't remember the
Where did
author.
it take place?
United States.
Too bad we didn't do reviews back then.
Yeah.
We could go back.
We
And
could
we
go
could-
back, yeah.
Yeah. We'd sound younger. You guys would sound younger.
This book, I just
Probably.
found out tonight, I was looking at an interview of hers, and it said that she was greatly influenced by Flannery O'Connor
Oh, really?
And
You've been reading.
and Eudora Welty.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, okay. Wise blood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we read a
Flannery
Eudora
O'Connor
Welty.
is a
Oh, I
pilot,
can
that's
tell.
for sure.
Wait. Post-colonial England is like American.
Post-slavery South.
Or worse, maybe,
Yeah.
in its own. I had a-
Post-English rule.
I had a coworker. His father was a manager of a forest acreage in India, and he grew up as a child with a baby elephant for a pet.
Hmm.
And so he'd spent part of his childhood in India. I mean, a lot of that stuff is true. When you read about it, you think, it's made up, but it's.
Julie, are you the one who read A Covenant of Water?
I did.
Yeah, Hallie gave me her book.
Did she like it?
What
She
was it?
loves it.
Okay, so I can't
Covenant
believe Hallie
of
has
Water.
time to read A
I
Covenant of
can't
Water. It is like 900
Yes.
pages.
Oh my gosh.
But it is really good.
It's really good, but
Have you started reading it yet?
I'm probably about a third of the way through it. I go to it when I don't have anything else to read
Yeah.
because
But then you have to remind yourself, who are all these people?
Yeah.
And
What's
what
the
is
name
a
of
it?
lot of people. A Covenant of Water. Of
Wait,
Water.
Abraham Verghese.
yeah, did you read it?
We all read another book for book club
Yeah.
called
Oh, yeah.
For Stone or Cutting.
The one in,
Cutting for Stone about the two
yeah, doctors.
surgeons in India.
I mean,
Africa.
it's, I thought it would be a really interesting book club. It would have to span like 3 months.
Yeah, it would.
Oh, God.
But it's a good book.
Yeah. It's a
I mean, it's really, yeah. Anyway,
And it probably covers a lot of Indian history too.
It does.
It covers several generations. of
generations,
people.
which is,
Lots of characters. Lots of people.
So you listen to audio.
no.
Oh, you're
I only listen to audio if we are driving like to Florida or to someplace along and then I listen. Otherwise, I read. This time I was reading it on my iPad because I couldn't find the book, and Jane goes, "You can get this on Kindle," but I never do that. Jim always does, but I don't. I always like to read the book. I get the book, so
Yeah. I'm gonna have it too.
I don't have an opinion, but does anybody have an opinion about or a thought about the title,
The Mission House.
The Mission House? Given everything we've talked about, and we
What?
haven't broached anything regarding that title. So,
I just thought it was the house
It was
he was staying in.
it was
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah. It
Kind
was
of
a lot about that master.
a vestige of the Catholic religion, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That it was like kind of over here in the corner.
Did the house play a significant part in the story? Kind of did.
I mean, it could be the remnants of the intrusion into India.
Yeah.
This is the ruin, so to speak, the ruins of what's left behind, and there's some
Wait a
evidence
minute.
of
Wait.
suffering.
I beg to differ. They built libraries and botanical gardens
Yeah,
and really cool things for people to go visit.
in destroying the Toda race, literally annihilated them,
How?
who used to live there.
How
The way most races are destroyed, murder,
Assimilation.
Yeah.
uh,
I think
pushed out, go live somewhere else. This is our land now.
Well, but this book wasn't about that.
No, but the
Yeah.
Priscilla
Did we
was.
talk about
I
the,
think it is
was
about
kinda.
Priscilla was
Priscilla-
represented?
She was the
She
last.
was the last one.
Yeah.
She represented that.
So
Did it say she was?
Oh,
No, but that's the only one we know about, and she was pulled out of
Ah.
the
Or that they were
Reeds.
pushing his culture out. I mean, there's still the priest, right? And then nothing happened to the priest.
I don't think.
Yeah, he was retiring, but yeah.
He was retiring.
Yeah.
Was it this book where they, if anybody else remembers, the quote where they said all these religions had come there, and that at least the Muslims, they came in, they were violent.
They were
violent, but the
forceful.
Christians, they came in and they had all their stuff,
Lovely.
their libraries and their churches and their. He said they're almost worse, or they are worse.
Yeah, we read Diana Kingsolver and the Congo, the Christian Congo,
Oh, yeah.
Poisonwood Bible.
Poisonwood Bible. And then also we read something else. We read several stories about Christianity trying to come in, like in Mexico and in India and Holland? No. I was
I
thinking
was with you until you got to Holland.
No.
Same,
Well,
you
you
want
don't think Christianity tried to push into Holland? We tried to, but we did not succeed. They were like, hey, we know religion. We don't trust what you're trying to bring us.
Who wants to wrap it up? Good book.
Well, I would recommend her other books. If anybody like, if you like this one.
I liked it. It's not quite finished, but now I kind of know what's happening.
Oh, you didn't
Yeah,
finish
I have
I'm
15.
this close.
I have 15%. So does she.
it. How did people like the 71 chapter format?
71 chapter format.
Yeah, there's 71 chapters.
Oh, I
I love
love the
chapters.
way he. Yeah.
I love the surprise
Yeah.
chapter if it's a paragraph. I love that format.
And I
I
love.
do.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I like to stop at the end of the chapter.
Yeah. I want to be able to stop
Yeah.
because I might.
and they go on
only
and on
have
and
so
on,
much
and there's
time
no
to go.
chapters. I'm like,
Yes. Me too.
did you like that kind of format?
I did. I really did.
I love short chapters.
And there was suspense at the end of each chapter, like you couldn't wait to carry on.
Mhm.
The way she or he.
She.
I
It
think
was
they're
a
kind of
woman,
annoying
right?
because you get into the cycle of reading, and then all of a sudden you stop, and then there's another focus on the storyline, and then say
A different
it
focus.
stops, and so to me it's choppy. You know,
Well, but there's so many different versions that you have to attend to that you had to stop and look at the other.
Somebody else's perspective.
Yeah, somebody else's perspective of what was happening.
but you can't do that. You can't do that in a big chapter.
No.
I
Or you
need to
can't.
stop
No,
because
it's-
I need
You
to
the
go.
reader can't, but the
I
storyline
need to.
can.
I need to have lots of stops
I do
because
too.
I might have to go do dishes or something.
I might have to go do something.
There's that. There's that.
It just
I don't have
it
time to
seems like
sit
it's
there
either
for a
easier
long
to
period
read
of
or
time.
I'm more engaged. Yeah, they don't. The ones that are really
It
long
makes the book
chapters,
seem shorter.
I always think the ones that are really long chapters. Where was your editor?
Oh
Somebody
my
should
God,
have
really?
been-
Somebody should be condensing this for the reader.
You're just-
There was no titles
I don't have
or
time for the whole
table of
thing.
contents either, was there?
I don't think so.
No title.
Pam, were you reading anything?
All right.
No.
Well, thanks. Thanks, Jan. Great book. And John.